Hi there, welcome to my channel. My channel is all about the Pilates method of exercise and how to do the exercises better. If you've been here before, welcome back. I hope you'll consider being a subscriber and clicking the red button below and also the bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Today's video is a collaboration with my Los Angeles colleague Lesley Logan of Profitable Pilates. I will include her video in the info box below, and our topic today is arching the back in the Pilates method, so the arch shape of the back. And I'll be using 5 of our mat exercises as examples today. Swan, single leg kick, double leg kick, swimming, and also rocking. If I look down, I'm just referring to some notes, so I hope you don't mind. I just want to make sure that I include all the information because, again, I've got a lot to say on arching the back. It's taken me a long time to figure out how to arch the back. In Pilates, we're looking for uniformity in the shapes that we make in the back. So just the same way you want to have a uniform curve in a round shape, you want to have a uniform arch of the entire back. The tendency is that the low back is often the place that the back mostly arches. It's kind of in that, it facilitates that shape. And often the upper back is an area that does not arch as much. It's usually in a shape that is not terribly straight. It often can be rounded, which hinders the arching process, shall we say. So today we'll look at these 5 mat exercises just as examples, but what happens in the arching positions in these exercises is what the same arch that we see throughout all of the Pilates exercises on all of the apparatus in the entire system. So think of your the shape of your trunk as the arch. That's really the part of the body that we're talking about the most. That's where the shape is happening. And whatever kind of choreography is happening in the limbs, that is either going to help us to get the shape of the center, or it's going to add more challenge to maintaining the shape of the center. So I'm going to just briefly do the exercises that we're looking at, and then we'll talk about ways to work on them. So swan is the first of our arching exercises. So the simple swan is that the body comes up and the body comes down. And then the 2 subsequent exercises are the single leg kick and the double leg kick. And as you're watching the exercises, just notice that the shape of my back is really trying to be the same in all the exercises I'm doing, regardless of what's happening in the rest of my body. So now we're on to the swimming. And now we're on to the rocking. And now for a counter stretch. So I find it helpful to think of the arching exercises more about what's happening in the center and trying to make that the same, and trying not to be too distracted by what's happening in the extremities, in the limbs. And as I said before, what's happening there is either going to assist you in the center or it's going to further challenge the center. And so now let's talk about ways to work on it. If you watched my previous video on the side lying exercises, and I'll include that link below as well, I am a big fan of the premise of Joe Pilates' method and how he starts all of our workouts lying on the mat, completely supported by the surface of, I should say, of the apparatus. So either the mat or the reformer. Yes, there are apparatus where you don't really get to lie down very much. The Cadillac also, you get to lie down. There are exercises, basic exercises where you're lying down, fully supported by the surface of the apparatus. And then the other apparatus that are smaller and more specific don't offer that same kind of support. But back to the premise. So there's a reason why we start our method, our workout, lying on our backs. It's really to inform and lengthen us to be the shape of the mat. And is that possible? No, it's not possible for us to be extremely straight, the same shape as the mat, but it is the trying to do it that's going to open up the body and stretch the muscles and create the change in our bodies. Because it's a template that tells us that things are not all the same, and perhaps there's imbalances or tightnesses or weaknesses, and the mat behind us is going to kind of tell us that. So you can really use the mat behind you to figure out what length in your back is. And in an arched back position, we're really searching for how to arch the back uniformly in a lengthened fashion, not a kind of crunching and gnashing of bones into an arch fashion. So back to the mat. So what you can do and lengthen and use your muscles to achieve in your back lying this way, in a moment, we're going to try to achieve the same length in the back, but on our stomachs. So again, we're using our mind, our imagination, and our memory of what it feels like to lengthen the back when we have feedback. And now we're going to try to do it on the stomach. And so you can just lie on your stomach. And actually, I might as well get into the swan position. And then I'm going to try to create the same length in my back now that I'm on my stomach. And yes, it is, I'm just going to say, yes, that is hard to do, but that is why swan is like the 15th exercise on the mat. It's not in the first few minutes. The body needs to be warm, and it's also a skill that you're building in. Usually people don't start their career in Pilates with things on the stomach arching their back. So let's try again. So I'm going to try to create the same length that I had lying on my back. And then I'm going to go even more forward, kind of pulling my sternum, my belly button way forward so that I'm trying to make a nice long shape in an arch. And then I'm going to try to keep that same idea of length in each subsequent arch. It's really sweaty today and my hair is not helping me do this exercise. Pardon me. So I'm going to, again, try to go for lengthening forward, pulling my belly button way, way out the sternum, reaching my tailbone way, way down and back. So I'm really literally pulling myself apart in the middle as I go. Now, of course, I got to do things when I get up there. That can't be a good thing. And I got to do things one side at a time. Again, not really good news. So now onto the double leg kick. Now my arms are not as advantageous. But again, I get everything together. And in this one, you're really just reaching your arms away from your body. They're just behind you instead of in front of you. And now onto, wow, that was 3 already. Now onto the swimming. Again, like swan, but now again, one side at a time. Probably that's going to be more challenging. So I'm going to try to make my arch. And now, of course, I'm going to try to keep that arch the same as I swim. Now all those nice long reaching levers go away. That can't be good news. But I'm going to try to, again, make the same length with the trunk of my body with my limbs all tied up. And now I'm going to try to use my muscles to rock back and forth. So how'd you do? Give it a try. Do share your success in the comment below if you have questions about these exercises. They actually feel really nice if you go for nice lengthening. Take your counter stretch. I did them all in a row, but in the mat order itself. Swan, single leg kick, double leg kick, counter stretch. Swimming, counter stretch. Rocking, counter stretch. Enjoy those counter stretches and really use them to reach the tailbone down, pull the stomach up, really open up the low back and the whole back really after your arches. I will include the link to Lesley's video in the info box below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye! Position. So then side kicks kneeling is pretty much the same kind of positioning, except now you're not lying on your whole side, you're just on a knee and a hand. But you'll still have the same kind of variations. You'll have a front back, a circle, and maybe a bicycle. And again, all the same stuff in the